Now, that left me with two keepers. Keeper number one, 44 years old. Lifestyle, meaning that he lived his life this way, and his chosen style was to be as submissive. He was an athlete. He traveled for business and was in Austin a lot and stayed at either the W or the Four Seasons. He was in some financial arenas, which I found out later, places that you and I will never go or know about, and he said confidentiality was key. I said, okay, well, I have to take charge. I'd like to meet with you on Friday night at 5 o'clock. And he said, Goddess Ishtar, I'm so sorry, but I have already made plans to fly to Canada and fly fish for the weekend with my clients. Wednesday, 5 o'clock. He said, that will work, and I look forward to meeting you, Goddess Ishtar. But I do have a question. Yes, Goddess Ishtar, what are the rules? Rules! I didn't know nothing about no rules! But I have been thinking about some things myself, just to take care of myself and be safe. And I had read all this stuff, and I just knew how to do the rules. And here are the rules that I sent back. What the rules are: no violence, no brutality. This is not going to be a boxing match. We will not physically or mentally harm each other. Your fail-safe word with me is mercy. I am not a prostitute. You are not going to get laid. What I want from you is that you be present, honest, authentic, and without judgment. That you let go of whoever you think you should be. That you give me your power, your trust, respect, and obedience. Bathe, floss your teeth, no cigarettes or alcohol prior to or during our sessions. You are to commit to memory. Goddess Ishtar is the goddess of fertility, love, sex, and destruction. What I demand is that you will call me Goddess Ishtar, that you will not speak without permission. I am the untouchable goddess. I am the mightiest feminine in the cosmos, and you are nothing. You are my subject, my muse, my slave, my minion, and my toy. You will not complicate my life with your trivial needs for sex and for love. My love is fatal. Don't even think about it. With my rule that he accepted, I gave him instructions. I said, your instructions are, I will arrive at the W at 5 o'clock, and I will call you from downstairs. You will give me your room number. You will then put the key outside. You will be naked, in a chair, facing the wall, back to me when I enter the door. Do you understand? And I want you to know that before I come up, I will notify someone of where I am, the room number, and these people will also have access to all of my Easy Street codes and passwords so they can track you. He agreed. The time came. I debated for days before. I'm not going. This is insane. In my long time. This is dangerous. I'm not going to do this. Yes, I will. No, I've come this far. Maybe I should. Maybe. Oh! And the time came. And I was going. I had my bag of tricks. The thing was, I was late. And I thought, what a wonderful thing. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to make an apology to him about the traffic or something that came up at the last minute. I'm not going to meet him tapping his foot like this and like back here. I was free. It was such a great feeling. I arrived when I arrived. I don't even know. I made the phone call, went upstairs, got the key, opened the door, and it was as I had said it would be. I walked in. I put my bag down. I made a lot of noise because I was laying out all my toys and tricks, kind of preparing. And he had his back to me, and so I decided that I would walk up behind him, which I did. He knew I was there. I was breathing, making enough noise that he knew I was there, and I noticed that he was shivering. my instinct was to say, it's going to be okay. I'm not going to hurt you. You'll be all right. Just calm down. But I'm the Dom. Instead, I put my black ruby slipper out in front of his chair. His head was down. He could see my shoe. Then I got right next to him. He could hear me breathing, and I said, Ishtar, the goddess of fertility, love, sex, and destruction, is in the room. What went on from there would be another hour or two for me to tell you, because that's about how long I was there. I thought it was important to ask a lot of questions, and I asked him to tell me about the dominatrix that he had been with before. He had indicated he'd been in a relationship with her for 2 years. I said, I want to know all about that. I acted like I was jealous. And he told me about it, that she was transferred with her high-end position into a very large city, and that he saw her occasionally, but pretty much it was over. And I could tell he was really grieving her loss or her not being around by the discussion that we had. So I said, what is the kinkiest thing you guys ever did together? And he said, 24/7 bondage. Well, tell me more about that. I said, well, I wore a chastity 24/7. I said, well, tell me more. He said, well, I could not get an erection except when I was with her, and she took the key and unlocked the cock cage. So I said, well, how long did you wear that thing? You know, how long do you have to wear it? Like weeks. And he said, 2 years. I asked one other question that I wished I hadn't asked. I said, what's the worst thing that ever happened to you as a person in your childhood or adulthood? He said, it was when my brother died when we were kids. I was sorry I asked that question, but I stayed firm and I said, well, was it an accident or disease? And he said it was an accident, and I left it. We ended the session. I said, clean up this room. You know, I'd made a mess of the whole place. I had spaghetti from, an event that I was doing. And I said, clean up this room, and I'm leaving. So he's cleaning everything up. He's taking everything, and he's putting it in my bag. It's just perfect. You know, he's like OCD. He's got it all just perfect. And then I say, now get dressed. And he said, well, what would the goddess like me to wear? I said, well, what do you got? Anyway, he went through all these clothes that he had available. I said, just put on a pair of shorts and a T-shirt and some tennis shoes and some socks. He said, okay. He ran in the other room. And then he came back out. He was all dressed. And I thought, he's so cute. He's really cute. And I didn't let on. We went downstairs, and really, he was seeing me in my regular clothes, and he was seeing me really for the first time, because most of the time I either had his face away from me or I had him blindfolded. So we walked to the car, and he opened the back door, and he put my bag in, and he turned around, and he looked me right in the eye. And I wanted to say, thank you for being so vulnerable with me and giving me this opportunity to do this and trusting me in the way that you did. But instead, I got in the car and drove off. He called me the next day. I thought, oh my gosh, what is this about? He called me the next day and he said, may I speak? And I said, yes. And he said, I just wanted to know if the goddess was pleased with me. Again, I wanted to go, please, it was fabulous, you know. But I said, yes. Is there anything else? He said, no, goddess. And I said, well, I actually have something. And I was thinking, I've worn this cock cage for 2 years. And that's like it, right? So I said, I want you to put that cock cage back on. And he said, I don't have it anymore since the Dom left town. I said, well, I want you to go out and buy one. Call me back when you have it. 2 hours later, he calls me back.